Hi, it's Ed, and welcome to NAED's Election Recap, coming to you live from NAED's Eastern Regional Conference on sunny Marco Island. Speaker Boehner padded his majority in the U.S. House to a level not seen since the 1920s, and Republican Senate candidates had a great night. They won the seats necessary for Mitch McConnell and Harry Reid to switch titles of majority and minority leader. While we're waiting for the dust to settle in Louisiana and Alaska, those seats look very likely to be Republican pickups. It's interesting to note that in Alaska, Senator Begich finds himself down 8,000 votes, but there are still 40,000 provisional, absentee, and other ballots of unknown origin to be counted. Last time Begich won, he found himself down 3,000 votes and ended up winning by 4,000. So who knows what's going to happen up there? In a race where only 212,000 votes were cast, it's amazing we're still finding ballots, and as many as 20% of the total votes cast are still uncounted, with literally more votes appearing every day. If this ends up being a Florida 2000 hanging Chad melodrama, don't be surprised. In Louisiana, Mary Landrieu and Bill Cassidy are still campaigning. They're facing a December runoff election where the national Democratic money has all but dried up. Doesn't look good for Landrieu's chances, and if Cassidy and Sullivan hold on, Republicans will have 54 votes in the U.S. Senate. And they're going to need every one, because 2016 is shaping up to be a good year for the Democrats in the Senate. Senate Democrats will be defending only 10 seats, 7 of which are pretty safe bets for easy re-election, while the Republicans will be defending 24 seats. At least 10 of those look like competitive races in states like Illinois and Pennsylvania. So what can we expect in 2015 with the Republican Senate? Hopefully we'll see fewer attacks on LIFO as a revenue raiser. But we never say never. After all, a House Republican Committee chair last year introduced a tax reform plan that repealed LIFO. We're still not sure what direction Republicans will take on tax reform. They'll be under intense pressure from big business to deliver on corporate tax reform. We'll need to do our part and not let them get away with ignoring the crushing higher burdens on pass-through entities that we've seen since the Affordable Care Act and the fiscal cliff deal. It's not immediately clear that a Republican Senate makes passing the Marketplace Fairness Act easier or more difficult. Senate Republicans were mostly supportive of the Senator Enzi bill last year. Problem has always been and will remain in the U.S. House. House Judiciary Committee Chair Bob Goodlatte hasn't killed the bill in the House, but he does seem to be loving it to death. Prolonged hearings and examining alternatives. We could finally see action on the REINS Act. The bill has breezed through the House several times in recent years, only to die quietly in the Senate. If it were somehow to pass the Senate, the president would likely veto the bill. But let's make him do that. Anyway, you can expect regulatory overreach to be a common fight in the next Congress, especially if the president issues an aggressive executive order on immigration. Finally, we hear Republicans will make a push to make changes to the Dodd-Frank law. This may be an opportunity for us to push for action on conflict minerals reporting. It's unlikely we can make conflict minerals reporting go away, but we may be able to make it a lot easier. Stay tuned for more on that issue. Well, that's it for our election update series. Stay tuned for a series of videos on our issue agenda you'll be able to share with your employees to help them become more knowledgeable about policies that impact our industry, and to help them take action to shape that policy. Thanks for watching.